Okay, so assignment 3, this is the common assignment given to both ME and NS. Remember, for ME side, the weightage of this topic is very less. Hardly you will have one question on beta and gamma function in the final examination. Maximum 5 marks weightage you will have. And that is not a case in NS. Actually, NS it have the 10 marks roughly the weightage there, and they have little depth there because they have lesser number of units. On ME side, we have more number of units, so some of the questions will never come in the exam, like question number 2. Such questions will not come there. But obviously, the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, maximum first 3 are there, which have the chances to come in the final examination. Okay, let me first see the type, or first let me identify the type. So I will ask 223. The first question, first bit, it is on which form? Triple two. Okay. Yes, someone have the doubt. We have a doubt in a question number 2. Yes, we will discuss each and every question. Okay. 247. Yes, anyone? What about the question number 1, first bit? It is on.
The second definition of gamma function.
Yes, this question number 1 is on the gamma. Question number 2 is also on the gamma. Question number 3 is on the beta. Fourth is on the beta. And last example, question number 2 is again on a gamma here. So only 2 questions are on beta here, third and fourth bit. We'll discuss their solution one by one. So come to the one of the answer or one of the assignment submitted from the NS I'm taking here. Remember, the first thing, yes, the representation of this Harsh is very good. So whatever he's writing is neat and clear. So because of that, I'm taken this assignment here. So there are many who are submitting like this, but yes, one of these assignment is nicely written here. Integral is 0 to infinity e raised to minus a square x square dx, and we already observed that whenever we have the exponential function in the integral, this base should be a linear. So we are interested to convert like e raised to minus x only, and then x raised to n minus 1 dx, we can write it as a gamma n. Integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to n minus 1 dx is a gamma n there. And as we want to convert this into the linear term, yes, we select a substitution like a square x square equal to t. So a square x square is a t, and because of that, yes, we want the value for a dx. So x square become a t by a square, and dx become this one. Another important thing, always we should check the limit here, the limit of integral. So when x is a 0, t is a 0. When x is infinity, t is infinity. So the limits are correct, checked here, cross-checked. And now this integral becomes 0 to infinity e raised to minus t, e raised to minus t, 1 by 2a t raised to minus half dt. Yes, so this is the replacement only. 1 upon 2a is a constant, and by the definition of a gamma, this is just you have to add plus 1 in the power of t. So minus half plus 1 is a plus half. So 1 by 2a gamma half is the answer, that is a root pi upon 2a. Is there any doubt in the question number 1 here?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, we can do like this now. E raised to minus a square into e raised to x square. Then we will
No,
take
no,
x square equals to t.
no, not correct, not correct. It remember, e raised to x plus y, you are confusing with the properties of indices here. So e raised to x plus y can be written as e raised to x into e raised to y. And what you are saying here, e raised to xy, you are writing e raised to x into e raised to y, and that is not correct. This is totally wrong thing. Got it? Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you cannot separate it. Okay. So you should know the basics there. These properties of indices only. Yes, any doubt other than this? No. So
No.
okay, good. So we'll move to the question 2 here. Question number 2 is integration 0 to 1 x log x bracket cube dx, and we already observed whenever logarithmic term is there, it can be converted in exponential term, which is required in the gamma. And yes, the correct substitution is log x is equal to minus t. We get x is a e raised to minus t. So here is x become e raised to minus t, and the dx become minus e raised to minus t dt. Now limits. When x is a 0, obviously when x is a 0, log 0 is undefined, so infinity, and log of 1 is a 0, so limit becomes infinity to 0 now. So the integral I becomes infinity to 0, e raised to minus t cube, then minus t cube, correct, and this is a minus e raised to minus t dt. Okay, just simplification. This is e raised to minus 3t. This e raised to minus t become e raised to minus 4t, correct, and this minus sign is taken here, and minus t cube dt. Yes, minus sign will appear outside, and the limit becomes 0 to infinity, e raised to minus 40 t cube dt. Okay. One of the minus sign is used here to change the order of limit, and that is written here. And now still it is not in the gamma, because we require only e raised to minus x there. We require only e raised to minus x. So 4t is equal to y.
Sir, but we also can use n factorial over k raised to power n
Yes, you can use that
formula.
property also, no issue. Okay, if
Yes,
you
sir.
remember the property,
Direct property we can use gamma n
Yes,
upon
sir.
k raised to n.
yes,
Yes, sir.
true. So it is a gamma n, that is gamma 4 upon 4 raised to 4.
256.
I think. Okay, check that. If you recall that property, use that. Otherwise, this is another way. You can, instead of using the property, you are proving it. So here 40 equal to y is taken. And because of that, limit remains the same. And we get gamma 4
But
upon
it
4.
increases the length of the sum.
It is okay, na? If the question is for 5 mark, and how much calculation you have to do? Hardly 4-5 steps extra.
Sir, if we directly use property, it will be wrong.
No, that is not wrong. That is also correct, I am saying. Okay. If you use a property, you should give the reason there. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
don't
Sure.
write directly only the answer there. You should say as this one. Okay. You write a reason there and complete it then if you want. So this is the answer. So this question is also correct here. Any doubt? Any doubt there?
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Okay. We'll move to the another question here. Question number 3. Integral 0 to pi by 6 cos cube 3 theta into sine square 6 theta d theta.
Sir, in this question, we can let 3 theta is equals to 2.
3 theta is equal to
T, sir,
t.
it becomes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, that is also the way, correct. But this is another way what he done. What is done here? Everything is
Sir, it
converted
is
in 3
some,
theta.
it is little bit
Okay.
difficult, sir.
No, both way it is okay. Both way it is correct. So just sine 6 theta is written as a 2 sine 3 theta into cos 3 theta. So that becomes this one. So when you replace this value, when we replace the value of sine 6 theta, the integral is converted entirely in sine 3 theta and cos 3 theta. Now 3 theta is replaced as a t. Okay, and if someone replace 3 theta equal to t in the beginning, that is also okay. At the end, you will reach to the same integral. This one means sine after simplification, because here you will come to the sine square 2t, and you can replace that sine 2t as a 2 sine t cos t bracket square that way, and you will reach to the same. But you will observe the limits goes from pi by 2 to the 0. So when, because actually it is written reverse way, when theta is 0 to pi by 2 only,
Yes, sir.
0 to pi by 2, and you'll observe this is the new integral you got. So 2 by 3 is a constant, so 2 by 3, this one more 2 is there, I think. Which, how many 2's are there outside? 4, 2 into 2 into,
Sir, 2, sir. There are
I
2.
okay, one of the 2 is taken inside. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Integral 0 to pi by 2, or simply we can use okay, this property is used here. Okay,
Sir, it makes some, sir, it make difficult, sir. It is very
why it
easy
is
sum.
difficult? What is the difficulty here? Tell me.
Sir, it take many steps, sir.
So what is the problem with the many step? If you write in the detail, that is good, na, always. It is better. If you skip
But
the step,
sometimes it's confusing, sir.
no, no,
Sometimes
Yes,
it's
sir.
confusing.
Yes,
no.
sir, it make confusing, sir.
Remember, when you skip the steps, sometimes it is there is a chance of having more mistakes there. Okay, it's not necessary that you should write in detail. Yeah, you can skip some steps, but you should be confident on your calculation. Okay, so both way it is okay. So just whatever the formula 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to p theta cos raised to q theta, also you can use it. That is 1 by 2 beta p plus 1 into q plus 1 upon 2. Okay, p plus 1 upon 2 and q. So that property or this property. So yes, he is writing very details. These things, no need to write it, but yes, if you're writing it, there is a lesser chance of having a mistake. That is another thing. So I think the remaining part is when you get in a beta, it is converted in the gamma, and then gamma we know how to simplify, and at the end this is the answer what he completed. So if you have the doubt, yes, you can ask. If anyone have the different answer, you can tell me. We can do it here.
So we could also use Wally's formula over here, right?
Wally's formula, just I will check whether we can use it. Yes, we can use, correct, because it is a integer power is there. Whenever integer power of sine and cosine is there, you can do it by Wally's formula. That is a simple again. Yes, you can, definitely. There is no need of beta, definitely. Okay, so beta mainly we use whenever there is a fractional power of sine and cosines are there, like sine raised to 1 by 2 theta, cos raised to minus 1 by 2 theta. Some such a powers, if at least one power of sine or cosine is a fractional, okay, in the fraction form, definitely we should use the beta only. You cannot use Wallis there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good observation. If there is an integer power, use Wallis formula. Instead of doing this lengthy calculation, you can very quickly get the answer by Wallis formula here. Good. Okay. Any other doubt?
Sir, in the exam, we can use Wally's formula because in the question it was written use beta function.
No, nowhere it is written beta function. Nowhere
Okay.
it in the exam it is given that solve by beta function only. It's never written. That is your choice only. Means
Okay.
whatever the correct and logically correct, that things you have to do it only. Okay, you can use all his formula there, definitely.
Okay, sir.
Okay, come to the next question. Question number 4. Integration 0 to 2a x square into root of 2ax minus x square. X square into root of 2ax minus x square. So unwantedly again he done it complicated. Okay, so this is not the, this is also correct, but writing in too much in detail. So better, yes, can anyone suggest me a substitution here? What should be a substitution?
Sir, x is equals x upon 2 equals to t.
Okay, so this is one of the way. Yes, whatever he is done after simplification and then selected x upon 2a is t. This is also the correct. But suppose you are not interested to do these things. Okay, you are not interested to do these things. So directly you can put, let x is equal to 2at. X is equal to 2at. If you replace here, you'll observe what will happen in the bracket. So this bracket will become, this is 2a into 2at. It is a 4a t square. Sorry, 4a square t. Is that? Is a 2a and into 2at, 4a square t minus 4a square t square raised to 1 by 2. That is square root, na? So 4a square comes outside the square root of the 2a only, and that t raised to half, 2a t raised to half is coming outside, and 1 minus t raised to half is left. You get directly, na? So that way is also okay. Directly you should select this substitution. X is equal to 280, and now everywhere this is the simplification for this bracket. The value of x you have to replace as a 280 bracket square. Is 280 bracket square. And limit goes from 0 to 1. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the integral, I will write the reduced integral I here. It's become, see, when x is a 0, t is a 0. When x is a 2a, t is 1. So integral goes from 0 to 1. X square means 4a square t square. So this is x square. And this simplification we done it here. So it is a 2a into t raised to 1 by 2 into 1 minus t raised to 1 by 2, and one more thing we left is a dx is a 2a dt. It is a 2a dt. Now only the thing is all constant, take it outside. So like 4a square into 2a, that is 8a cube into this one, that is 16a raised to 4. I think 16a raised to 4 is a constant outside. Is that? And we left with integral 0 to 1. What is the power of t now? Tell me. 2 plus half.
5 by 2.
5 by 2. T raised to 5 by 2 and 1 minus t raised to 1 by 2 dt. And what is the value of the integral then? Yes, tell me. What is the value of this integral from beta?
Sir,
Hmm?
m becomes equals to 5 by 2 plus 1, 7 by 2,
Okay,
and this n becomes equals to
3 by
3.
2.
correct. So this is the answer in terms of a beta 16 a raised to 4, 16 a raised to 4, beta 7 by 2 into 3 by 2. And whenever the question is for 5 mark, it is always expected this beta you have to simplify to the gamma and you should write the final answer. So let I check whether he got the same beta. Yes, you'll observe 16 a raised to 4. Whatever the answer he got, that is also the same. So only a little lengthy he is writing. So 16 a raised to 4 beta 7 by 2 3 by 2. That is the answer in the beta form. And now this beta is simplified with the gamma. This is gamma m into gamma n divided by gamma m plus n. And again simplification, and we got here as answer 5 pi a raised to 4 upon 8. If you have the doubt, yes, tell me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, do we have to solve this gamma function also, or we can express our answer in that form only?
No, you have to always solve in the gamma form. Your answer should be a number. Your answer should not be in a function form. Means you cannot write the answer as a gamma 7 only. You cannot write the answer as a beta 5 comma 7. Okay, the answer you have to convert beta to the gamma and then gamma again in a number if possible. Okay, by chance you come suppose gamma 1 by 7, gamma 1 by 7, and we don't know because gamma 1 by 7 doesn't have a standard value. We have to
Yes,
refer
sir.
a table. In such a case only you can keep the answer in that form. Okay, otherwise as much as you can simplify, you have to simplify because always it is expected that you should write a simplified answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Got it.
okay, good. So no doubt there. Can we move to the last question then? I think one. Yes, there is last question left only here. Is there any doubt in the previous question there?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay. So question number 2, it is a little different. Yes, definitely. Chances of such a questions coming in the exam is very less because so the question is prove that integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x cube upon root x dx into integration 0 to infinity y raised to 4 e raised to minus y raised to 6 dy is a pi by 9. That we have to prove it here. So yes, first of all, it is considered as I1 and I2.
Yes, sir. We'll take x cube is equals to t, right?
Yes, x cube as a t and y raised to 6 as again t there, separate. If you do separate, you can use the same symbol for substitution. But if you do simultaneously, take x cube is equal to y and y raised to 6 is equal to z. Okay, use a different this one. Okay, so uh, that about substitution first. I think no one have any doubt when you do like x cube equal to t and you convert this integral up to here, that is 1 by 3 gamma 1 by 6 up to here, and I2 value you can calculate with the same putting y raised to 6 equal to t, and you get this as the value of that integral 1 by 6. And when you do I1 into I2, that is the value of integral I, so you will get 1 by 18 gamma 1 by 6 into gamma 5 by 6. Many of the students done this example up to this step and all of them are correct up to here. Only last part is missing because the question is to show that
Yes, sir. We got this one, but we cannot
get the answer pi by
get the
9
answer
there.
pi by 9.
Yes, correct. Now there are two ways. One of the way is a duplication formula. By this duplication formula, you can find the value of gamma n into gamma 1 minus n. This value you can get it from the duplication formula. You have to, if you put m is equal to 1 by 6 and you go further there, so you will get the value of gamma 1 by 6, but it is lengthy. It's very lengthy. Okay, so see how much he done the calculation. Actually he's writing in too detail, because of that it's loop. But instead of duplication formula, I will tell you there is one more uh, result from the duplication formula only. Duplication formula gives us one result, and that result is here. This is a one more formula for you probably, and that you can remember: gamma n into gamma of 1 minus n. I will repeat: gamma n into gamma of 1 minus n is sine just sine n pi upon n. Gamma n into gamma 1 minus n is sine n pi upon n. Let me check if our value of n is 1 by 6. 1 minus 1 by 6 is a 1 minus 1 by 6 is 5 by 6. Is
5
that
by
5
right?
by 6.
So this gives gamma 1 by 6 into gamma 5 by 6 is sine of pi by 6 divided by 6. So what is sine pi by 6?
डिवाइडेड बाय 1 by 6 सर 6 मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा.
No, how it becomes 6 multiplied? This
Sir,
is just
because n is 1 by 6, no?
okay. Sorry, yeah, my mistake. Good. So this is 1 by 6, my mistake. 1/6. So this is 6 into sine of pi by 6. What is sine pi by 6?
हाफ.
1 by 2. Okay. I think just 1 minute. Okay. Half. So I think I made a mistake somewhere. I think sine n pi upon pi. Sine n pi upon pi. Yeah, what is the answer? We have to prove it here.
5 by 9 ना.
Pi by 9 we have to prove it there, na? So I think I am written a wrong result then. Let I correct it, which because definitely I written a wrong result. So I will write the correct result. The correct result: gamma n into gamma 1 minus n. Obviously, when we get the answer correct, so it is a pi upon sine n pi. So this is the correct result. Can you see this? Is it visible, or I will use different ink?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So this is whatever this RHS I written, that's wrong actually, my mistake. Now you'll observe the answer here, which is a gamma 1 by 6 into gamma 5 by 6 is pi upon sine sine pi by 6. That sine pi by 6 is 1 by 2, and that will become a 2 pi. So 2 pi upon 18. 2 pi upon 18 is, I think, pi by 9. That's the required answer. So this is the important formula that is you should remember. This is actually corollary of this what that formula, duplication formula only. Gamma n into gamma 1 minus n is pi upon sine n pi, and this is mainly used whenever these two things connected combine. That only. Actually, definitely this question will not come in the exam. It is just for your if we are going little more depth in the topic, this type of the questions not asked in last 10 years. You will observe any question paper, you will find this question is not there. Okay. So that about your assignment.
Sir,
Yes.
can I have a look at the duplication formula, sir? I don't know
Yes.
about
Yes. Yes. I will show you. This is the duplication formula. Gamma m into gamma m plus half is root pi upon 2 raised to 2m minus 1 into gamma 2m.
Sir, did we do this formula in the class?
No,
No,
sir.
just I given this this formula we not use anywhere. This is just given for ME side actually. Just I given this duplication formula as a result, but in NS we completed the proof of this property. We proved this duplication formula because this property is with proof in the NS side, but without proof for ME. So definitely, and we not taken any example on this also. Okay.
Okay, sir.